thank you. I'm glad that you let a Hoosier come across the river to visit with you here in Kentucky. I'm happy to be here. I asked Aubrey what he wanted me to talk about. He said, Baron, I want you to talk about 4 or 5 minutes. So, how about the bridges on the East End? Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir, brother, I'm for you, all the way.
We'll get busy and do it.
Now, let me say this.
I've been fighting up here for 10, 15 years, 25 years.
You know what?
Still ain't got it.
I got the microphone, you don't. This is a big election. It's an important election. Think where we were 2 years ago. We were on the brink of economic collapse. This country was in peril. We were in trouble. I remember when John Yarmouth and I won both of our elections in 2008, we were summoned back to Washington, D.C. for an emergency meeting of economists and people all around the country to explain to us what was going on with all this banking stuff and the economy and all that sort of thing. And I can remember these economists were telling us from all over the United States that if Congress did not act, that we were looking at a depression like we had during the 1930s. That's what we were faced with. That was the baton that was handed to us from George Bush and the rest of the Republicans after the 2008 election. This country was in trouble, ladies and gentlemen, big trouble. And so they said that Congress had to act and go to work. And we did. We passed a stimulus package, $750 billion to put people back to work. We passed cash for clunkers, remember that, to get the automobile industry stimulated. We passed tax credits for new homeowner buyers. And we spent a lot of money. It's called Keynesian economics, where if the private sector is not going to spend money, the government's got to spend money in order to keep things from getting worse. And you know what? We cast all those votes without one single Republican vote. It was the Democrats who did this. Now, there may be some Republicans in the crowd, and I don't mean to offend you, but I'm telling you the facts. We did it. And because of that, I believe we have kept a depression from happening. I believe that with all my heart. I believe when the historians look back on this time and place, that they're going to say that Barack Obama and the Democrats in Congress saved the country. I believe that with the bottom of my heart. I do. And so now, we've got an election that's approximately 7 weeks away. And from what I hear on television and the talking heads, not John Yarmouth, but people like me who are in swing districts are toasting this election. That I might as well just give up now because I'm beat. Well, I got a couple things to say for them who are making all these predictions. We've got 7 weeks to tell the American people about what we have done and what we're going to do, because elections are not about what we have done. We've saved the country. We can make claim to that. But I know how voters are. It's not about what you did for me, but what are you going to do for me? And so we've got to explain to the American people what we're going to be doing for the American people in order to get us back on track. And the key to all this is jobs. When John and I return, we're going to be voting on the next issue, and that is for small businesses, and trying to get small businesses pumped up, and give them low loans, grant them some tax breaks, so that they can start the engine of the American economy back up. And you know what? Once again, we will do it without one single Republican vote. Number two, what we're going to do is the President has already outlined a $50 billion stimulus package that's going to put people to work on the ground. They're building roads and bridges and water lines and sewers and that sort of thing. And we will do it without one Republican vote. So this election, ladies and gentlemen, is all about who's on your side, who wants to get things done versus who wants to play politics. And that's what's been going on for the last 2 years. And quite frankly, I am sick of it. And I think the American people are sick of it too. There needs to be more bipartisan support. And so that's what it's all about. And if you believe like I do, then you get out and help candidates like John Yarmouth and myself and any other Democratic candidate too. Because the Republicans have been so partisan, they've made me partisan, and they've made me madder than hell about it. Because it ought to all be about bipartisanship and making sure that we've got the best interests of the American people in mind, not our political campaign in the next campaign. So, you know, there's an old adage in the union movement: early to bed, early to rise, work like hell and organize. That's what we need to do over the next 6 weeks, and if we'll do it, we'll make America strong again. Thank you for letting me be with you.